In this video, we're gonna explore an underutilized keto-friendly ingredient, and that ingredient is cabbage. Don't click away, because Sarah and I have scoured the internet looking for interesting and indulgent recipes that use cabbage so that we could try them for all of you. And this video is sponsored by Thrive Market, but more about them later. It's typically something that you pass by at the grocery store, even though that you see that it's like 99 cents a pound or 79 cents a pound. So what are the pros of cabbage? 1 cup of cabbage has about 4 grams of total carbs and 2 grams of fiber. That means it has about 2 net carbs per cup. It is also what some people call a volume food, although I'm not necessarily a volume eater. That's a thing now, apparently. They like to eat like a lot of things that don't have a lot of carbs, calories, or fat, or whatever. That is not the way that I do things, but I can understand the logic behind it.
So growing up, Emily and I dabbled in multiple diets, one including the cabbage soup diet, where you pretty much make a cabbage soup and you eat that for like 7 days straight. It's kind of like the egg fast.
Right.
And you eat it so many days in a row that you never want to look at a cabbage again. So this is a good way for us to get reacquainted with cabbage as an ingredient that's really budget friendly and low in carbs.
So the first recipe that I definitely wanted to try was a cabbage pancake, also known as okonomiyaki. So the website where I got the inspiration to make the recipe from was called Healthy Recipes Blogs. In this recipe, she does use almond flour, but I decided to use what I had on hand, which was the King Arthur Keto Wheat Flour, and I happened to buy it from Thrive Market, who is the sponsor of this video. Thrive Market is an online membership-based grocery store on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone, including guaranteed savings on every order. On our most recent order, we saved over $12.60. We know that so many of you guys don't live near a grocery store that sells keto-friendly products, but Thrive Market does. And Sarah and I love going online, selecting keto, and seeing everything that Thrive Market has to offer. Sarah and I love buying our keto-friendly staples from Thrive Market, like Rayo sauces, keto-friendly flours, sweeteners, and this Kaizen pasta, which we've been trying lately and absolutely love it. As a Thrive Market member, you're gonna save on every order of the highest quality organic ingredients. If you find a lower price somewhere else, Thrive Market will match it. Thrive Market guarantees that you will make back your $60 membership cost back in savings, and if you don't, they'll refund you the difference. And what's great is orders over $49 ship for free with no additional fees or tipping. And once you join, you can check out the deals section on their website for products with additional savings.
Who doesn't love cash back? While perusing, check for the Thrive Cash badge and you're gonna get cash back when you purchase that product.
So join Thrive Market today using our special link, thrivemarket.com/ketotwins, and you're gonna get 30% off your first order plus a free gift of up to $60. I found a bag of coleslaw mix in my refrigerator that I needed to use, so I ended up using that for this recipe. You're gonna be putting your keto-friendly flour on the cabbage, which was kind of weird. I didn't think about doing that before. And you mix it in to spread it amongst the cabbage, and then you're gonna add in your eggs and other ingredients, which are like soy sauce, sesame oil, green onion, garlic, salt, and you're gonna mix it together until it forms like a thick pancake batter. Now you're gonna wanna cut your cabbage into small pieces. The smaller the better, because it's just not gonna bind well if you don't. You're gonna wanna heat up oil in a pan on medium heat. I used olive oil for this recipe, and then I took about a 1/4 cup of the pancake batter mix and I made little piles and pushed it down. That's what you're supposed to do, is like compact it, because there could be a lot of air in between the layers of the cabbage. And you make little piles which turn into your pancakes. This recipe asks for about 8 ounces of cabbage mix or shredded cabbage, and that would make like at least 10 or 12 of these little patties. So then for a sauce, it said to mix sriracha and mayo together, but I didn't have any. I ended up using sugar-free ketchup and soy sauce and mayo and a little bit of like stevia in there, and I just kind of threw it together, and it turned out really, really good. And using 1/2 cup of the King Arthur Keto Flour mixed among it, it's not that many carbs. So overall, I really, really enjoyed this recipe. It was not hard to make, and I would make it again.
So while I was perusing the internet, I noticed that a lot of Asian countries actually use cabbage as one of their main ingredients. So I came across this one a while ago on Bon Appetit. I used to be a huge fan of their content.
They inspired us. to be where we are today. Look at us now.
They just had a lot of fun in the kitchen, and we were like, this is what we want our channel to be. So I came across this recipe. It looked so like vibrant, and I just saved it. And then I came across it recently when I was looking through all of my recipes that I'd saved.
And never done.
And never done,
cooked.
Yeah. I decided to make it because it had cabbage in it. Like an idiot, I filmed this vertically, so I'm gonna have to show vertical footage, but
you can cover my face.
I'll cover Emily's face. You've seen that enough. Anyway, the bed of kimchi slaw is the first one that you're gonna have to do first because it takes longest to marinate. You take a red cabbage and you slice it into shreds. So pretty much you're gonna take a store-bought kimchi. I got mine from Thrive Market. What are you doing that face for?
You were cheating? I thought you were making your own kimchi.
You are, but you're using the juices from this other one to make more of a slaw.
Huh. By the way, I love kimchi.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite new things.
It was a new thing that we came across, kimchi.
I mean,
really.
in the past maybe year or so, I will just eat it out of the jar. It's kind of like a pickled, spiced,
fermented
thing.
cabbage.
Kind of like a pickle, but it's cabbage.
So I added stevia into the slaw just to replace the sugar that they added in the Bon Appetit recipe. And so you're gonna put that in the refrigerator and let that kind of marinate and break down. And that's going to be like the slaw that your pork chop is gonna go on top of. I took a pork chop and I flattened it so that it would be thin and it would be easier to cook. I breaded it in the normal combination that we do, which is almond flour with garlic powder, egg wash with garlic powder, and pork panko with garlic powder. There's a lot of garlic powder in all of these different areas.
It covers the taste of the pork.
Right, it helps to make it not taste like pork panko. I fried it in like a shallow pan. You could put it in the air fryer, but I just decided to make it in a pan with a little bit of oil in it. Then I made a sriracha mayo, which is similar to what Emily did. And so you put down your cabbage slaw, the sliced pork cutlet, some of the sriracha mayo, and then green onion. And it was divine. My husband loved it. It was a very filling meal, but it was also just very beautiful. I don't feel like there's many things that I cook that are beautiful, but I feel like this one,
not on this channel.
I call it beautiful, and I don't have a lot of confidence when I cook, so.
We make some turds on this channel some of the time,
but yeah, I definitely would make this again. Like I said, I think that you could put other protein on it. It would be really yummy. So much flavor and potential, yeah.
So many years ago, I think that we made a video about this. It was a really good recipe for keto pot stickers. I was actually on TikTok a couple days ago and I came across a recipe where someone used Napa cabbage to make these pork dumplings. And I thought, wow, maybe using Napa cabbage would be a lot less steps than using the regular big cabbage. So basically you're gonna be adding your pork, egg, ginger, soy sauce, all the spices, green onion, cilantro into a bowl, and you're gonna mix it all together. I did not show that because I figured that people would be upset that you're supposed to mix it together with your hands. So then you'll take apart your Napa cabbage and you're gonna blanch the leaves in hot water. So make sure to use the outer leaves that are the biggest and be gentle with them because the more that they split, the more it's gonna be hard to keep them contained.
Kind of delicate.
Right. Once the cabbage leaves are soft, you put them on some paper towel and you get ready to fill them. So you pretty much roll and tuck around and place it into a pan with like some oil at the bottom of it. I started cooking them on medium heat for like 15 or so minutes. You can also flip them midway, so that's what I did because cabbage does do a really good job of caramelizing when you cook it on high heat in oil, and I really like the flavor of that. I served this alongside some soy sauce with a little bit of water mixed in there, some stevia, green onion, and my husband ate like 7 or 8 of them. So he really enjoyed it. I loved it too, and it's very low in carbs. I don't even know where the carbs have come from, honestly, in this recipe. And I think that I've seen other people use like ground beef with like cauliflower rice in there with like a tomato sauce. If you're not into the Asian flavors, you could definitely turn it into more of like a cabbage roll, traditional. And if you don't like cilantro, leave it out. We like to revisit recipes because we know that not every one of you guys have seen every one of our 400 videos on our channel, but if you like our vibe, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 200,000 subscribers this year. We've lowered it to 200 because it used to be 250 and we didn't hit that. You know, like 250,000, it just is a nice number. Ring to it. Yeah. So moving on, I was looking for something a little bit different because I did realize that we were probably gonna be doing a lot of Asian inspired cabbage recipes. I found this recipe by the Super Mom Life and it's fried cabbage with sausage and bacon. So these are pretty common ingredients that I feel like everybody on keto have in their freezer. And I like that it was a 1-pot recipe because the other recipe I made, there were many pots Everywhere,
dishes, bowls. So you take some bacon, you chop it up into pieces, and you fry that up until it's nice and golden brown. And then you try to cut your sausages into like, what do you call that? What kind of shape is that?
Diagonally cut.
Diagonally cut sausage. And you place that into the bacon so that all of the bacon fat and the sausages can get nice and crispy and brown. That took a while. I would say that took the majority of the time. You take all of that out, and that's where you're going to leave the fat in there, because that's going to fry up your peppers and your onions until they get nice and sauteed and brown. And then you're going to go in with some garlic powder. I put in some meat church seasoning just to kick it up a notch. You could put in like Creole seasoning.
Cabbage?
It comes later.
Okay.
Because
I'm getting
cabbage,
impatient.
I know, cabbage comes with a lot of water. So you don't want to add that too early, because you really want the onions and the peppers to cook down and become nice and like sauteed. If you add in the cabbage, you're going to be putting in a lot of liquid into that pot.
I thought you forgot.
No, I didn't. I was getting to it. You're going to put in the cabbage with some butter, and you're gonna cook that down. That's gonna take a while to cook down. After cooking down the cabbage for about 10 minutes and it's gonna be nice and stewed, you're gonna add in your bacon and sausage back into the pan and cook that and like make sure it's all incorporated. I don't think it was like the most appealing looking recipe, but it had so much like protein in it. It had the bacon in there, it had the sausage in there, and it was just super delicious, easy. We had leftovers for a couple of days afterward and made a huge serving. I think we made about 6 servings out of this thing. So yeah, I feel like I have rediscovered multiple ways to use cabbage again. You don't only have to eat it when you're on the cabbage soup diet. There are ways to make it and make it delicious. If you guys have an ingredient that you would like us to like deep dive into, leave it in the comment section below. We have a couple ideas already. I know one is cauliflower.
Yeah.
You don't seem excited already.
I already had cauliflower ice cream. It can't get worse than that.
That's true.
And don't forget to sign up for Thrive Market using our link, thrivemarket.com/keto-twins, and you're gonna get 30% off of your first order plus a free gift of up to $60. And if you're new to keto, you might need some help and advice, and you should watch this video here where Sarah and I go over the 5 biggest lessons we've learned after 5 years living a ketogenic lifestyle. Anyway, I'm Emily.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins signing out.